Batman, Green Arrow, The Question, Arcadia issue 1. This is Gabriel Hardman writing and doing art on this one. Now this is one where I was struggling to stay awake as I was reading it. Not because the book, not because the book is doing anything boring or bad or anything. This was purely on me getting sleepy, because reading when you're sleepy just makes you sleepier, obviously. So. No,
and it is a deliberately paced book.
Yes,
that definitely has some, like, I'm very excited to see where it goes, but this is all set up. Yeah. You know, this issue, we get to see all three heroes that, you know, that are on the cover get introduced and how they all connect. And we get little pieces of where this might go. But yeah, it is a lot of setup. And that might seem like a dig, but it's not.
No.
Because
like, the art
spending time with these characters it's great.
Yeah, the art's fantastic as well. You know, that first page, where you see The Question and he comes out the car and it's rain around him. Like, it's gorgeous stuff. You know, it also, apparently, I never knew, like, his real name. He says his name is, like, something Zaz, and I'm like, wait, what? Zaz?
Yeah, it's Saz, not Zaz. The S and the Z are flipped.
Okay, Saz?
Yes. We've been over this on the other Question book that
really?
We read.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yes.
I'd forgotten all that then, but fair enough.
Right. But for all intents and purposes, he's Vic Sage. That's what he goes by.
But his middle name is Victor, though. And correct me if I'm wrong, the Batman villain is Victor Zaz, right?
Yes.
Okay, very confusing. Very confusing.
Yes. Because I've done the same thing, but I looked, is that his is S-A-Z, and then Zaz is Z-A-S, I think. I'm pretty sure.
All right.
Either way, I get where you're coming from, but I think we've had this discussion on the last Question book that we did. That was the Lemire one, the mini deaths of Vic Sage.
Yeah, 4 years ago, whenever that was.
Yes. So, but yeah, seeing him pop up in here, and I have a soft spot for The Question just because of the whole noir and the fedora and the trench coat and all the stuff. And this immediately drops you into that, right, when this book starts.
Yeah, because he's spying on, like, the military taking stuff, and he talks about how Hub City's kind of become a bit of a shithole, and he wants to try and fix that because this is his home and whatnot. But there's, like, an eco-terrorist who runs out and, like, blows up the helicopter that the military's going on. So it kind of breaks out into a bit of a fight scene, and all chaos is kind of there. And then we go to Gotham, and again, gorgeous art here as we're seeing, like, criminals on a boat look up and seeing a bat plane, you know, above, or Batwing. It looks gorgeous. Batman kind of gets a full page spread where he comes in kicking them. We've got the yellow oval style bat logo on his outfit. But when he comes on kicking these guys, he realizes that all they were doing was painting stuff in red paint. It was they're basically protesters, right? They're just trying to paint. You know, you consume, we suffer was what they were writing.
Yep.
So.
And they throw paint on him, but you know, Batman's used to dealing with acid and stuff. So when he turns around and he just goes, "Huh, paint?"
Yeah, because he tells Alfred in the next scene that he just kind of like give them a talking to and let them go home, because they're just environmental protesters who are kids.
They're kids.
Yeah, this is not criminals. These aren't violent people. This is not what it is. So it's a bit different. And then Oliver Queen is in a bar in Star City. And he's getting into trouble as well. So that's a whole thing.
He should not be drinking and archering. Let me just say.
Oh, he's showing off. He's like taking bets and doing whatever. But yeah, the things start to come together though when Vic calls Oliver, because the company that's doing stuff that's shady is actually Queen Industries. But Oliver's not a part of that. Oliver's been ousted by them, so he's not actually like running that. He's not even a part of the company right now. But it's a reason why, of course, he would be interested in seeing, wait, is my company being used for evil things? So naturally, he's going to want to get involved.
This definitely feels like it takes place in the Longbow Hunters continuity, because they talk about Black Canary being up in Seattle, and there's another reference to the the famous Green Arrow chili and stuff, which was from that stuff. And this feels very much, and again, I haven't read Longbow Hunters.
Although I'm sure that's been referenced. That was referenced to something in the last 6 months, I'm sure. The whole him making chili.
Oh, that was just in the issues of Green Arrow that we were reading.
He was making chili. Yeah.
But that comes from Longbow Hunters. So it definitely feels like they have similar tones from what I understand of Longbow Hunters. That it's a lot more gritty, down to earth.
Yeah. I mean, I've read Longbow Hunters. I've not read the run that came after, because it led into a full run by I'm forgetting the name of the writer. God damn it.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank too, and it's a very famous run.
Yeah. Oh jeez, I'm forgetting that writer's name. Sorry, but yeah, that run.
But yeah, this feels very much in with that. But now we're gonna throw in Batman and the Question, which makes perfect sense because those are two very street level. And even as big as Batman is, this feels like a more street level Batman. The fact that we see him breaking up these kids on the yacht, right? We're not introduced to him fighting one of the big bads that we're used to.
Yeah, and Bruce takes basically he was invited to some conference about rich people saying, here's what we'll do to save the environment. And he turned it down at first, but after this encounter with the protesters, he's like, hey, Alfred, let's go and hear what these other billionaires are going to say about this. So he goes to Belize and hears this pitch. So the whole Arcadia thing that comes up here, we find out, is that the rich people are planning on building a floating city called Arcadia, where only the Omega rich can get on board, and it's kind of implied at one point that, you know, they'll keep the riffraff out, and it's only going to be the wealthy that get to go here, you know, the civilized people, quote unquote. But some eco-terrorists show up, and we get like Batman in his like jungle stealth suit with no cape, like jumping around, try to keep an eye on the bad guys.
He's looking like Black Panther. Right.
There's a bit, actually. Yeah, there's a bit of a Black Panther look going on.
This looks like a shot from the movie, from the Marvel movie. It still looks cool, though. Like, if this was a toy, I would buy it. Stealth suit Batman. Oh, yeah. You know, it looks cool.
Yeah, and he's like jumping onto a drone, and like, you know, it ends up like falling down and exploding, and this looks good. And the orange of the explosion really pops because it was like several pages of nighttime in the jungle, so it was all blues and greens and blacks, and then you got this bright orange explosion. So yeah, the art's gorgeous, and I love the line work that Hardman has here. Yeah,
well, and it's gritty, but like a clean gritty, like the heavy ink lines and everything, but it doesn't lose, like, it's not that messy that we tend to see with this kind of like the kind of sketchier style, almost like I'm drawing a blank on the Sienkiewicz kind of vibe. This is Hardman's definitely has this kind of unique, clean, gritty style, which seems like an oxymoron, but the action's real fun here.
Yeah, obviously Oliver ends up where Batman is, and they kind of have a like, wait, what are you doing here kind of moment in the end. Vic's investigating stuff detective-wise, and there's a great visual here where he goes to investigate, and the guys try and kill him by putting like a bag over his face, but it kind of ends up looking kind of like the Question mask. I thought that was a really nice visual touch.
It was really cool. Yeah, he's in Azerbaijan, following up a lead that Ollie from Queen Industries, not from Ollie.
Yes.
But his contact gave me the location of Tiny Island off of Greenland, so that's where Ollie's going. He's in Vic's in Azerbaijan, and Batman's in Belize. Yeah. So they're all running their own things. It's part of the same mystery.
Yeah, but Batman ends up being where Oliver is at the end, though, right? Because that's the cliffhanger. Where Oliver's getting to this base in the snow, and then Batman's standing there, as if he's even working with these bad guys right now. And I'm sure Batman's got a reason for that, of course. Because the last time we saw him was him being told, because he gets confronted by the soldiers, and they're like, hey, you're a detective, will you help us answer that question? Which is, why would they work this hard to destroy a solution to the environmental crisis? Like, so what is the goals here of this terrorist group? And at the end, it looks like Batman, at least for the time being, has decided to work with them based on this confrontation with him and Oliver. And Batman's in yet a different suit. He's in what I'll call the snowsuit, I guess.
Yeah.
Something that's
again, if this is a toy, right? This reminds me of the Kenner toys in the 90s. You know, this is the frost suit Batman. You know,
he's a bit more insulated.
Jungle Stealth Batman's the other one. Yeah. And it looks like he's working with this group, which was the group that Vic was investigating early on, right? The ones that were taking stuff.
So it sounds like there'll be a lot of like, which side should we all be on for a bit until we kind of iron things out, which is fine. Yeah, I mean, the art's gorgeous. Like I said, like some of the finer details here I was definitely missing because I was like drawing it. Like I couldn't have told you why Question was investigating where he was when he got kidnapped. Like I really couldn't, because they put him on a plane with other people who've all got these like same sort of masks like pulled over their heads. Yeah. So curious to see where that's going. And I'm looking forward to getting more into it with the next issue. So I liked everything I got here, but like I said, I was in a really kind of sleepy state when I read this, and a lot of the finer details of the actual, like, which company's up to what was definitely going over my head a little bit.
They're throwing a lot at us early on, and I feel like that's by design, so we get caught up in the web, of the storytelling. It's kind of reminding me, and this shouldn't be a surprise because of who the character was based on, but King's Rorschach, right? Like, there's a lot of moving pieces early on, and it'll all start to become more clear, right? But again, that shouldn't be a surprise because Rorschach was inspired by The Question, Yeah, and now we're adding Batman and Green Arrow to this. This
feels a bit more straightforward, though, in a more like classical detective way. Whereas I feel like Rorschach, that Tom King book, kind of felt a bit more like we're going for that kind of jumping around mystery, kind of unraveling kind of vibe.
Yeah.
So, that's what it is. All right, what are you giving Arcadia issue 1, Matt?
I'm giving this a 9. I really enjoyed this. I can't wait for more.
Yeah, I get it. I think I'm going to go with an 8, and part of that may be on me not getting all the finer details, but I love the art, I love the vibe that it's going for, and I'm excited to sort of dig in a bit deeper with issue 2. So I'm going to be a little conservative just because I feel like I didn't maybe get enough of it to go that high. So I'll say 9.